The intriguing tale commenced when a solitary British merchant ship found itself traversing the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Amidst the ocean's expanse, the captain's attention was drawn to another vessel in the distance, peculiarly devoid of movement or signals. As they drew nearer, it became apparent that this ship stood alone, adrift in the deserted sea, seemingly suspended upon the waves. To their amazement, the ship appeared fully stocked with crew equipment, provisions, and cargo intact, yet devoid of any trace of its crew. This enigma, known as the Mary Celeste, has confounded historians for over 150 years, its secrets guarded by the boundless depths of the sea. In 1861, in Canada, a ship known by many as the Amazon experienced a series of minor mishaps during its voyages. Despite these incidents, the ship had never encountered any major accidents until then. However, when ownership of the vessel changed hands to Captain Benjamin Briggs, it was rechristened as the Mary Celeste. On November 7th, the Mary Celeste was docked in New York, where it loaded its cargo, including 1,700 barrels of ethanol intended for industrial use. These barrels were obtained from New York and were to be transported via the Atlantic Ocean to the Italian city of Genova. A total of 10 individuals were slated to travel aboard the ship, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, his 2 sister-in-laws, and 7 crew members. Prior to embarking on their journey, there were no reported issues or damages with the ship. However, as they set sail, the voyage encountered some obstacles along the way. The journey from New York to Genoa encompassed a considerable distance of approximately 7,500 kilometers, which typically required several weeks to complete during that era. Unlike today, with the aid of GPS or advanced communication devices, ships like the Marie Celeste embarked on their voyages relying solely on navigational skills and traditional methods. As weeks passed without any sign of the Marie Celeste reaching its intended port of Genoa, concerns grew among those awaiting its arrival. Despite the passage of time, there was still no trace of the vessel, leaving many puzzled and worried about its fate. In the midst of these uncertainties, other ships departed from New York, including a second vessel that set out along the same route. This ship was bound for Gibraltar via de Gracia, with a scheduled arrival at Gibraltar on December 4, 1872. Gibraltar was described as a remote part of the sea where only the vast expanse of the blue sky was visible, adding to the mystery surrounding the Marie Celeste's disappearance. In 1872, a ship was spotted by a captain who noticed that it was not moving but rather stationary in one place, which was quite unusual for that part of the sea. The captain became suspicious and attempted to communicate with the ship by sending signals from a distance. However, receiving no response, the captain decided to approach the vessel to investigate further. Upon getting closer, the captain realized that the ship in question was none other than the Mary Celeste, belonging to a friend of his. It had departed from New York a month prior and was en route to Gibraltar, located about 1,800 kilometers away in the Atlantic Ocean. However, the ship appeared to be adrift with no signs of activity. Perplexed by the absence of any crew members on board, the captain instructed his crew to observe the vessel closely from their own ship. They were astonished to find that the Mary Celeste, which had set sail with a full crew from New York just a month earlier, was now seemingly deserted in the middle of the ocean. The discovery of the Mary Celeste in such an inexplicable condition raised questions not only about the fate of its crew but also about the actions of its captain. Initially, it was speculated that perhaps an accident had occurred on board the ship. However, upon closer examination, it became apparent that the vessel was completely intact, with all personal belongings and cargo undisturbed. The crew's belongings, including their clothes, were found to be in place, and the ship's cargo was still intact and bound for Genoa. Even the food supplies meant for the crew remained untouched. Further investigation revealed the presence of a logbook in the captain's quarters, a common practice among ship captains to record maintenance and other details about the voyage. The last entry in the logbook was made by the captain on the morning of November 25th, indicating that the ship had been deserted for approximately 10 days before its discovery in the Atlantic Ocean. Despite witnessing the strange circumstances surrounding the Mary Celeste, the captain was unable to provide any explanation for what had transpired. About the fate of the crew of the Mary Celeste, it seemed unlikely that everyone aboard would have abandoned ship using just one lifeboat, leaving behind no trace of their whereabouts. Additionally, the discovery of a sword hidden under the captain's bed covers suggested the possibility of foul play or an unexpected threat on board. The presence of water in the ship's cabin, with some areas submerged up to 1.5 to 2 feet, added to the mystery. While this amount of water was not enough to pose a significant threat to the vessel's stability, it hinted at unusual circumstances. Moreover, the absence of any signs of struggle or distress further perplexed investigators. Despite the discovery of the logbook and other documents, there was no clear explanation for the events that had transpired on the Mary Celeste. The unanswered questions surrounding the fate of its crew continued to baffle those involved in the investigation. According to international salvage law, those who rescue a ship are entitled to a reward based on the value of the ship. Taking advantage of this law, the authorities took possession of the Mary Celeste and brought it to Gibraltar, where it was held pending court hearings. However, despite numerous investigations and hearings, no conclusive clues were found to explain the crew's disappearance. Various theories emerged to explain the Mary Celeste's fate, ranging from supernatural explanations involving sky creatures to suggestions of attacks by sea monsters. However, amidst the speculation, it remained evident that the Mary Celeste had a history of minor accidents and collisions with other ships. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the story of the Mary Celeste continues to captivate imaginations and intrigue maritime enthusiasts worldwide. The mystery surrounding its fate serves as a testament to the enduring allure of the sea and the mysteries it holds. So, get this, before they even set sail, the captain fell ill and, sadly, passed away. Now, with all that happening, it's got me thinking. Could there be some kind of deeper mystery surrounding Gino and the Mary Celeste? It's like there's this eerie vibe, and the ship's even been tagged as the ghost ship ever since. I can't help but wonder what really went down that day. There are all sorts of theories floating around, so let's break them down. First off, there's the whole betrayal angle. Some folks reckon the captain of the Dei Gratia had it out for the crew of the Marie Celeste, aiming to cash in on some salvage law jackpot by doing away with M. But hold up, doesn't that seem a bit too dramatic? I mean, if that really went down, wouldn't there be some kind of evidence left behind? Like bloodstains or something? And here's where it gets interesting. Theory number 2 throws a whole curveball into the mix. So, get this, on the ship there were a whopping 1,700 barrels of booze. But here's the kicker, when the ship was checked by the authorities, they found that 9 of those barrels were completely empty. It's like there was some kind of explosion or something that caused the booze to go kaput. But here's the twist, there were no signs of fire anywhere. Weird, right? Now, on to theory number 3. Some folks reckon that the ship got caught up in a massive storm, causing it to start filling up with water. Picture this, the captain sees the ship going down and decides it's time to bail. So he rounds up the crew and they hop into a lifeboat hoping to ride out the storm. But here's where it gets dicey. That little lifeboat couldn't handle the rough seas and they ended up getting lost at sea. Now, you'd think with all these theories flying around, someone would have cracked the case by now. But nope, this mystery has kept us guessing for over 150 years. It's like there's some kind of curse on this story, keeping the truth locked away. And you know what's even crazier? The whole thing might just be Captain Benjamin Briggs' secret to keep. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Your support means a lot to us. If you like the content, subscribe, like, and share the video. Your feedback is valuable to us, so don't forget to leave a comment below. See you next time for more interesting content.